have never seen anything like her.
You think you can find others?
She's just the beginning.
The MCU has been churning out an abundance of superhero movies over the last decade, and the latest to hit the big screen is Captain Marvel, the first MCU female-led superhero who is massively important in the Avengers' upcoming fight against Thanos. As you would expect, the film was littered with Easter eggs and references to other MCU films, so today on Beyond the Screen we're going to be counting down the top 10 Captain Marvel Easter eggs you totally missed. Let's jump in. In at number 10, Stan Lee. Captain Marvel opened with a heartfelt tribute to the late Stan Lee, who passed away last year. Instead of the usual Marvel logo, the comic panels were replaced with all of Lee's MCU movie appearances as a lovely send-off to the Marvel creator. As we know, Lee is infamous for making cameos in all of the MCU films, with Captain Marvel being one of the last he appeared in. However, producer Kevin Feige said on the red carpet that Lee has one more cameo coming up, which we assume will be in Avengers Endgame, set to be released in April. So what exactly was Lee's cameo in Captain Marvel? Well, he appeared as one of the passengers on the train Carol is on while hunting down hidden scrolls. He can be seen reading the screenplay to the 90s cult hit Mallrats, which was released in October 1995. In at number 9, Kelly Sue DeConnick. Continuing on the subway, another Marvel veteran makes an appearance, this time on the platform of the station. As Carol exits the train, she walks past a woman with bright red hair and cool glasses. This is Kelly Sue DeConnick, the writer of Captain Marvel from 2012 to 2015, and is largely responsible for the character's growing popularity. Coming in at number 8, Smile More. During the scene where Carol is hunting for inconspicuous clothing outside of a vintage store, a biker tells Carol to smile, which is likely a reference to not just the reality of street harassment towards women, but is also a reference to the weird complaints Brie Larson received during the promotional tour of the movie, in which people stated that she didn't smile in any of the promotional material. I mean, chill guys, she can be happy on the inside. In at number 7, 90s references. With Captain Marvel being set in the 90s, you can bet there were bucket loads of classic 90s references scattered about the film, not just Blockbuster. During one scene, Fury makes a laser tag reference when referring to Captain Marvel's KREE getup. Instead of it directly referring to the game laser tag, could actually be referring to the brand laser tag, a brand that peaked in the late 80s. Although this could be an out-of-touch reference considering the film takes place around 1995 if the Smashing Pumpkins posters are anything to go by, but still is a cool little nod to a slick brand. Coming in at number 6, the KREE. No, the KREE themselves are not the Easter egg, you can breathe a sigh of relief. However, some characters from previous MCU films do pop up, many that fans have forgotten ever existed. As we know, the KREE are the alien civilization from the planet Hala, the planet Carol has been residing on for the past 6 years. The race are ruled by an artificial life form known as the Supreme Intelligence, an AI that takes on the form of the person you admire the most. Now, the KREE first appear in the MCU in Guardians of the Galaxy, and two fan favourites from that film make an appearance in Captain Marvel, Ronan the Accuser and Korath the Pursuer, the latter being a member of Yon-Rog's elite Star Force team and eventually becoming a member of Ronan's gang by the time Guardians takes place. Coming in at 5, Goose. We finally got to find out the story of Goose, the adorable cat who appeared in the trailer, and who makes an appearance in the comics, but under a different name, Chewie. Now, Goose isn't actually a cat, but a Flurkin, an alien kitty that expels tentacles from its mouth. Now in the film, Goose seemingly hates everyone who isn't Carol. However, he does take quite the liking to Fury, which leads us into our next number. Coming in at number 4, Fury's eye. Finally, we got to see how the SHIELD captain lost his precious eye, and honestly it was not what we were expecting. Fury had previously stated that the last time he trusted someone, he lost an eye, and we have Goose to thank for that. Fury forms a bond with Goose, but when Goose lashes out, he scratches Fury's eye, resulting in the eye patch we see in the rest of the MCU films. Coming in at number 3, Monica Rambeau. So, Captain Marvel introduces MCU fans to a new cast of characters that only comic fans know, one of them being Monica Rambeau, the 11-year-old daughter of Carol's best friend, Maria Rambeau, a fellow US Air Force pilot. Now, Monica is a hugely important character in Captain Marvel's history, however, she is just as important in her own right, carrying the Captain Marvel mantle before Carol Danvers ever did in the 1982 comic Amazing Spider-Man Annual Volume 1 Issue 16. Coming in at number 2, Avengers. At the end of Captain Marvel, we finally get the reveal of how the Avengers initiative came to be. We get to see Nick Fury put together a new initiative for S.H.I.E.L.D. dubbed the Protector Initiative. However, after he takes a look at an old picture of Carol Danvers next to her Air Force jet with her call sign Carol Avenger Danvers, he becomes inspired to change the name. And finally, in at number 1, Yon-Rogg and MAR-VELL. Our biggest question was finally answered. Will Yon-Rogg and MAR-VELL both appear in the film? And more importantly, who will play them? Well, we got our answer, with Jude Law taking on the role of Yon-Rogg, and in a shocking turn of events, Annette Bening taking on the role of MAR-VELL. Bening plays Dr. Wendy Lawson, an undercover agent sent by the KREE to study the Tesseract on Earth, with her KREE name being MAR-VELL. As we know, MAR-VELL is the reason Carol gets her powers, and that doesn't change in the film. Only this time they come to her through an engine cord that is shot and blasts Carol, giving her her powers. Well, there we have it. Have you seen Captain Marvel yet? Did you catch any of these Easter eggs? Leave us all your thoughts and feelings in the comments down below. If you haven't already, be sure to give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss another Beyond the Screen vid. And until next time, see you later.